Guys, this video is going to be interesting. We got wrestling action figure. We got CDs. We got a DVD of a documentary that stars my dad in the movie. I found a new record store that is awesome and I cannot wait to go back and spend way too much time at. A cool find from Dollar General. We're going to dive in, guys. And I'm hoping that the noise that is outside doesn't kind of come into the video. My neighbors upstairs are being really loud, and it's a nice day, so they might be out on their deck, but very loud and inconsiderate. That happens when you live in an apartment. So hopefully you guys can't hear it. It doesn't kind of come through the video too badly. So we're going to dive right in. I teased it. I showed it in the thumbnail. I teased it on Instagram. It had over 100 likes, which is crazy because movie stuff doesn't usually get that many likes unless I post something really crazy or stand out. But as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of this wrestler. When I found out his action figure was coming out, needed to add it to the collection. I have this shirt. You guys have probably seen me wear it before. I was going to wear it for this video, but didn't feel like changing in the middle of recording videos. And that is the Orange Cassidy Unrivaled Collection action figure. This is part of Series 3. You got Orange there with the shirt of himself on the front. You got his hand in his pocket, him giving his thumbs up, which he gives. And I made a spot already on this case that's next to me. You guys won't be able to see him, but he will be prominently displayed so that I can check him out. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of him. He's probably my favorite thing in wrestling today. Incredibly entertaining. So, the Orange Cassidy Unrivaled action figure, very awesome. Can't believe I found him. This thing's going for like 40 to 50 bucks on eBay. Luckily, I found it at Target for $20 because I didn't want to spend $50 on an action figure. So I was able to find them for 20 bucks. Very cool. Then we're going to talk about some CDs that I found, guys. Went to a handful of, two Goodwills. And pretty much all I found was CDs, except for one DVD that I'll talk about after the handful of CDs. I paid 99 cents each for these CDs because in Delaware, CDs and DVDs are $1. At least the Goodwills I go to in Delaware. So, the first one here I used to own. I don't think I own it anymore. If not, I double bought it. It's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again. And that is the Family Values 1998 CD. So this features, as you guys can see, Korn, Rammstein, Ice Cube, Limp Bizkit, Orgy. It also features Incubus, which isn't on the front. But it's Incubus before they went really mainstream. They performed New Skin, which is from the Science album. Early Incubus, totally different than later stuff like Morning View and After. Or, yeah, Make Yourself, they kind of switched over to mainstream. And then Morning View, they became really big mainstream. But they were a different band back in the day and really enjoy it. But there's a song from Incubus, 3 songs from Orgy, 3 songs from Limp Bizkit, 3 songs from Ice Cube, 1 song from Rammstein, which kind of sucks, and then 4 songs from Korn. So, pretty cool. Like I said, I used to own this CD. I might still own it, but for $1, it was mint. Yep, minty fresh. So, I grabbed it. And also pretty cool because it has a sticker for the wall. If you guys don't know what the wall is or was, the wall was FYE before it was FYE. And what this sticker meant, if you can see there, it says Lifetime Music Guarantee. So, say I bought this album at the wall. I had it for a year and it got really scratched up bad. Like just horrible scratches and wouldn't play. You could take this CD to the wall and say, guys, my CD isn't playing anymore. I need a new one. And they would replace it. That was the Lifetime Music Guarantee at the wall. So, obviously, they don't exist anymore. FYE kind of bought them out and ended up taking them over. And the wall is a thing of the past. But pretty cool to find this with the wall sticker on it. Next up is a band I've seen before in concert when I used to go to shows all the time. This is actually a promotional use only album. And I'm trying to see if it has a date here. It's the full album. The album dropped in 2007, so this was probably after I saw them in concert. But the album is Deliver Us, and the band is Darkest Hour. So, yeah, when I used to go to like hardcore shows all the time and be in mosh pits and throw my fists at people and have fists and feet thrown at me, Darkest Hour was a band I saw along the way, and figured why not, for $1 grab this. Like I said, promotional copy of the album. The CD is mint, like super mint. Don't know if anybody ever watched it, but pretty cool to see. And it's cool that it's a promotional copy, because the next album I got also is a band that I believe I saw along the line. Also came out in 2007, is also a promotional use only album, and basically looks like it was never played before. And this is War of Aggression is the album. The band is A Perfect Murder. So like I said, these were hardcore bands that were both on Victory Records, I believe, right? Yep, both on Victory Records back in the day. Both bands that I enjoyed seeing, and figure for $1, why not check out the CDs? If they're not good, I'll see if Dave wants them, or just get rid of them, see if somebody else wants them. For $1 though, I wanted to check them out. Check out this album, because like I said, a lot of the shows I went to were like 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, not as much. So the next CD, I'm going to swap the order a little bit. This is pretty cool just because there's a handful of bands on here I enjoy, and this was $1. It's a 2 CD set, and it is Warped Tour 2013. Some of the bands that I enjoy on here as I'm going through would be Silence, Bring Me the Horizon, The Used, We Came as Romans, Black Dahlia Murder, Silverstein, The Early November. I'm sure there's other bands on here there's bands I recognize: Forever the Sickest Kids, Memphis May Fire, Black Veil Brides, Man Overboard, Big D and the Kids Table. So I used to go to Warped Tour all the time back in the day, and it just got to be a little too crazy for me, and I got to be too old to go and have a good time, because it was usually in the middle of the summer, in the middle of a parking lot when it came to our area. It just got to be a little too much. So Warped Tour 2013, figure it was pretty cool, and check it out, and maybe I'll find a few new bands that I never heard of before. They might not even be bands anymore. And then the CD I was most excited about is actually an old hip-hop album from 1990. Features a song I really, really love, and the disc was surprisingly, I think I would classify this as like near mint. There's a few light scratches, but it plays fine. It's not a minty fresh album, but for what it is, and it's the original pressing of it, I wanted to grab it. And that is A Tribe Called Quest, which is the group People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm. And the song is Can I Kick It? Yes, we can. So, I was so excited to find this. I was expecting it to be destroyed. You usually don't find like old school hip hop albums in good condition when you find them at like a thrift store, Goodwill, stuff like that. And the fact that the disc was in here, and it was, like I said, there's some scratches. It's not mint, but it played fine. I put it right on in the car to put Can I Kick It on, because I love that song. And it samples Take a Walk on the Wild Side. But Tribe Called Quest album, very cool. And then the last thing I grabbed from Goodwill is the movie I kind of teased in the beginning. Basically, this is a documentary that was put out in this local area about a shopping center. It's also known as like one of the first shopping malls in the country, technically. It was a place that people say you could go to, and if you couldn't find it there, you're not going to find it anywhere. And this is called Bazaar. Stories Are in the Bag, about the Bazaar of All Nations, which was in Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. With the cool slipcover there. I looked this up on eBay because I was going to buy it before to show RJ, because when I was a kid I spent so much of my time in the Bazaar. Like I said, my dad had a shop in there until like 93 when it closed. But yeah, it's like $50 on eBay, so I was not going to spend that. I could have borrowed my dad's copy of it because he got a copy because he's interviewed in the film. But this movie is from 2010, so it's over 10 years old now. It says, before malls, life was bizarre. So this was a buck. I'm so excited to find it, to show RJ all about the place that I spent a lot of my childhood in, getting soft pretzels, playing the arcade. There's a toy store, a CD tape store. Like I said, spent a lot of time in this place as a young child till I was like 8 or 9. So bizarre stories are in the bag. Grab that to add to the collection. So that is it from Goodwill. Next up would be the one random thing I found at Dollar General. So there's not Dollar Generals in my area, basically. And when we went to the Video Game Movie Dome recently, there's a Dollar General right by there. And I was like, well, I want to go in there and check out what they have, because I've been to a Dollar General in a while and I've seen some people finding some cool stuff. And this was really cool because it is something that I did not own. So I did not yet own this. And it's pretty cool to come across a digibook for $4, which is what I paid for this. And that is Bonnie and Clyde, starring Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty, from 1967, I believe. So like I said, this being the digibook, pretty good condition. There's a little bit of wear on the corners, which happens, especially when they're sealed like this. Like I said, paid $4 for... excuse me. Paid $3.95 for it. So Bonnie and Clyde. There wasn't anything else that really jumped out at me. Apparently this store hadn't got a lot of the newer titles that I've seen. But Bonnie and Clyde for $4, a movie I've never seen and did not own. Went to grab that and add it to the collection. So that was cool. And then I found the coolest record store. So I walked into this place and like my jaw hit the floor. You walk in, there was like a wall of boxes, and you look to the right and there were records and CDs and DVDs. And then you walk through the room, which has basically movies and CDs and records on every wall. You go to a different room, and there were more records and CDs and Blu-rays. Then there was another room in the back, which had more DVDs and CDs and stuff. And that back corner, everything in the room was $1, but I was a little pressed for time. RJ and Bridget were out in the car, so didn't want to take too long in there. I will be going back. I am not going to spoil or disclose the name of... You know what? When's this coming out? When's this going to come out? Yeah, I'll say it's called Jupiter Records in Delaware. I cannot wait to go back. I'm going to have to go back and dedicate a lot of time there because the place was awesome. They just bought, when I walked in and saw all the boxes, I heard the two guys who were working there talking to each other. It was a DVD collection they had just bought. They just finished the third box, which was all Criterions. They had put out a ton of Criterions within the last week. They said that they wanted to put the Criterions out first. Like I said, 3 boxes worth, and I'm talking Home Depot moving boxes, like big boxes. They said there was probably like another 25 boxes there, and then they said, yeah, we have 15 more that aren't here yet. We'll slowly be putting out the stuff, so I want to give it a few weeks and then try to dedicate basically a day to go there and check it out and see what I can buy. Because I was in there for 15 minutes and found 3 titles, and then I bought a few titles to flip. They had a Disney movie I had never heard of before, which I of course don't have on me. Girl Next Door with the slipcover, the unrated version with the paper slipcover, and then there was one other dollar movie. So I bought $3 movies, and I bought these 3 things for myself. First is a CD. This was $2.99, and that's the other thing I'll say about the store. The stuff was reasonably priced for a record store. It wasn't like the Criterions were pretty much like $8 to $15, which isn't bad for Criterions. It's not like going to a thrift store and getting stuff for like $2, but $8 to $15 for Criterions is not bad. Everything I checked, I think there was only like one disc that was pretty scratched. Everything else was in fairly nice condition. So they said it's just going to take some time to process. So the place was really cool, Jupiter Records. But the first CD I grabbed, this was the same day I'd gone to the Goodwill and found this. It's a promotional use copy of the Family Values Tour 1999. So to go along with the 1998 one, I grabbed this. This features Limp Bizkit, Primus, Stain, Korn, Method Man and Redman, Filter, the Crystal Method, and then of course the version of Outside, which was done by Aaron Lewis and Fred Durst, which got a ton of radio play back in the day. I used to own this album, Burnt. I never owned the actual physical copy of the album. So for $3, I would grab that. There's some really good tracks on here. Primus, My Name is Mud and Lacquerhead, Mud Shovel by Stain, Falling Away From Me by Korn, The Rottweiler by Method Man and Redman. If you guys are Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter, and if you're a fan of Limp Bizkit, which I am, I enjoy Limp Bizkit, Break Stuff, Rearranged, Nookie are all on here. So, Family Values Tour 1999, very cool. Then I grabbed a couple Blu-rays. The first thing I grabbed, I love Bradley Cooper. I've never seen this. Also stars Jeremy Irons, Dennis Quaid, Olivia Wilde, and Zoe Saldana. This was $2.99 and has a movie called The Words. Seems interesting. Haven't seen it, but for $3, I figured why not grab it. It's the extended special edition. It has a digital copy in it. I don't know if that works. I'll have to see if anybody wants it. But The Words, $3. That's awesome. And then, as I mentioned, watching that special, The Movies, the 6-part thing on HBO Max. This was, I believe, did this win Best Picture? This is a movie that's always been on my radar, and even though I'm not a huge fan of this person's movies normally, this movie is always spoken about when they talk about comedies and romantic comedies, starring Carol Kane, Paul Simon, Shelley Duvall, Diane Keaton, and of course the director, Woody Allen, and that is Annie Hall. This was $4.99, which I didn't think was a bad price. I was actually looking at it the day before on Amazon, so I grabbed the Blu-ray there of Annie Hall. So, very cool spot. Cannot wait to go back and spend time in the store, not feel rushed. I will probably spend a few hours in the store, bring a water bottle with me, and just take my time and go through it. I hope they process more of those boxes of DVDs, because who knows what is in there. So, I have one more thing I want to show you guys. It's not technically mine. It was Bridget's, part of Bridget's birthday gift. And this was a movie. She said it's her favorite Sidney Poitier movie. And, you know, her birthday has recently just passed. We watched this the day after her birthday, I believe, or the day of. We got it right around her birthday, so we were able to sit and watch it. It's actually the first time I've sat and watched the Twilight Time release. But the movie I got for, and I found it on eBay for a really good price, brand new sealed, is To Sir with Love. Spoiler alert for a future review video. This movie is friggin' fantastic. So, To Sir with Love, fantastic movie. My first Sidney Poitier movie I've watched. My first Twilight Time movie I watched. So good. So, and the song is incredibly catchy. But yeah, To Sir with Love, that's the last thing I want to show you guys. So, let's do this. We got Orange here, giving you the thumbs up. I'm not going to try to balance him on top. And then we got this haul. So CDs, a DVD, some Blu-rays, a new hunting spot that I cannot wait to go back to. Dollar General title in there. And yeah, that is everything I wanted to show you guys in this random pickup video. Thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also, subscribe if you guys don't do so already. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of my pickups. Also, description box down below where you can find links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd where I rate and review all the movies I watch, Blu-ray.com profile, Amazon wishlist, eBay page, email address, P.O. box, all can be found down below. That is it, guys. So thank you for watching. I'm about to have a sip of my cold brew tea. Slightly sweet black tea with tropical mango. Not a paid sponsor. That's good. That's really good. Who's down to movie?